Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Make sure to like, sub, and comment. I know I'm doing a lot more of these live videos, but I figured that this would be a good way for me to share my thoughts without having to make it 20 minutes long. Sorry. So, from the title of this video, you are probably wondering, Andres, why are you making a video on the Realist again? I know he's my favorite person. We love to talk about him. But here's kind of where I'm coming from. So right off the bat, I'm just gonna say that this is news, but Jake Paul got accused of sexually assaulting a TikToker. This is the article, and then there's also the video that the girl posted talking about the assault, and it's very graphic and very disturbing. But Realist put out a video called "Why I Like Joe Weller." In the video, I didn't really care about it. A lot of it had to do with just him saying how KSI is like basically a sociopath and he's got a big ego and all of this stuff. And I was reading some of these comments, and they honestly kind of seemed hypocritical to me because a lot of people seem to like Jake as a boxer and not really as a person, but a lot of them seem to forget the bad stuff that he's done. And I feel like people hate KSI because of his quote unquote ego and them making all of these assumptions. And that's the key difference between a KSI hater and a Jake Paul hater. I don't like Jake because he's done stuff that I don't like. I don't care about his ego or what he says or does. The people that hate KSI, that's what they don't like. They don't like his ego and what he says. But for me, I don't like Jake because of the things that he's done, such as sexually assaulting a woman, scamming his young fans twice, dragging a woman down the stairs, and then making light of the pandemic we are in and saying a bunch of very dangerous stuff about COVID. And I don't want to exactly say what he said because the last time I did, YouTube banned the video and I got a strike for it. But I'll pull up the article here in just a quick second. But there is very clear reasons why I don't like Jake. And it's not just because of his ego or because other people don't like him. It's because of the things he's said, the things he's done, him saying the N-word, and then him being racist to one of his fans, him being rude to some of his fans, various stories about how much of a jerk he is in real life. And I feel like a lot of people, Realist fans, don't really take that into account. And I just want to pause for a minute because I want to bring up one of the comments that I just thought was so hypocritical of them to say on the Realist's video. Hold on, let me see. Oh, so someone said, so this is the comments of the video. I'll let you look at it for a quick second. But basically, what this person said is, can you talk about the podcast that Jake did with True Jordy? And he said that Jake seems a lot more mature and chill than he normally was. And then Ivan Peviak, our favorite, said, there is no need to. Everyone kind of knows that Jake is playing a character, but they just don't want to admit it because they know him for being a clown on camera. And then he said, true. And Realist actually liked this. And then I replied, so Jake can play a character, yet KSI as a character isn't valid. The hypocrisy and bias is off the chain. And I mean, am I wrong? In this video, he says, Realist says, people who say KSI is a character, that's utter BS. And that's what he says. But I'm like, here's the thing. I don't think that KSI is a quote-unquote separate character. KSI is a exaggerated, more, I guess, jerky version of who JJ is as a person. And just like Jake's persona in the press conferences is an over-exaggerated, heightened version of Jake. So KSI is JJ. Jake is also Jake in the same way. I hope that makes sense. But the thing is that KSI in a Simon video, for example, pretended to be like wealthy KSI, and people saw that as the joke. And he does that as a character sometimes, and it's just hypocritical that like they give Jake a pass for being basically a joke, but when it comes to KSI, they're like, KSI can't play a character, and no, that is JJ, and all this and that. And I just I hope you guys get what I'm saying, because I just found the whole thing to be so hypocritical. um, and then hold on. Oh, so that's pretty much it. Hold on, I'm looking at the comments for this. Um, so Realist said, I don't bring up KSI in every video. Yes, I've spoken about him, but I've made more videos about Jake Paul than KSI by far. Joe had every right to be on Logan's side. He has said on his podcast he wanted KSI to lose, so he knew what it felt like to lose. I call myself the Realist because I don't care if you disagree with me. If you like KSI, that's fine, but don't complain to me because you don't like it. And then I said basically, you know that Realist does care. Otherwise, he wouldn't continue to make videos on my KSI will lose and responding to comments and trying to convince people of his view on KSI. And then also you like comments that say how you're a king and speak nothing but facts. You spread a false narrative most of the time with manipulative facts to further your agenda, which is discrediting and hating on KSI. And I mean, am I not speaking facts? Like, here's the thing. Here's the difference between me and the Realist. I give Jake credit for boxing. Have I ever said that Jake Paul was a bad boxer? No, I've never said that. And I respect his work ethic. And I give him a 50-50 chance, and I don't doubt him most of the time. Realist and his fans constantly degrade, discredit, and take certain facts to fit the narrative of how KSI is this egotistical a-hole who, you know, can't get credit for his music, can't get credit for his boxing. They don't give him credit for everything. That's the difference, and I just wanted to highlight that. And then they were also complaining at how KSI was basically rubbing it in the face of Joe Weller. And again, he, you know, only made fun of him like the year after, and then he kind of stopped pretty much. And then they were on the podcast together, and obviously made fun of Joe's health, which wasn't cool. But he did apologize for that, and he didn't really go back to that whole thing. And the thing is like he's selling a fight. Yes, KSI maybe can get a little too personal sometimes, but like he went after Logan's family, he went after Joe's mental health, messed up in a way, but it sold the fight. You know, it brought a character to JJ, and I'm assuming that the Realist and a lot of his fans are the type of people that are like calling people on Twitter snowflakes and saying this world is too soft and no one can take a joke anymore. And it's like so KSI going against Logan's family and rubbing it in his face is too hard. Like, where's the logic in that? It's like these types of people are so hypocritical because they tend to find offense in the things that they don't like, but the things that they do like, which tend to be bad things, they'll say, "Oh, it's just a joke," and it's just. I don't know. It just doesn't make sense to me because I know the Realist and his fans are those kind of people. Yeah, and then someone said, why would KSI respect my opponent who tried to play foul to win, still ended up losing, and then complained and went to the commission? Whoa, CH1MXK writes paragraphs, guys. This man writes paragraphs. Mate, first I said people can win and not be arrogant, obnoxious about. To me, you shouldn't be looked as a winner if you're just obnoxious about it. Also, it was never a knockdown and should have never have counted because KSI hit Logan on the back of the ear and doing that is illegal in boxing. No, it's not. Also, why would you respect your opponent? Maybe to not look like a petty, childish individual and be the bigger man, and not indulge in someone saying they didn't lose and acted like you were talking a child in the press conference. Also, it's completely understandable. Like Logan lost 2 points and 2 points is all in boxing and it was his pro fight and it was a little harsh. CH1MXK, you are literally such a dummy. I'm sorry if that's mean, but that's true. It's like Logan did 3 illegal things. He hit him in the back of the head twice, and he held his head, uppercutted him, and did that. And the thing that people don't seem to understand is Logan could have won the second fight. He could have. That fourth round, he could have absolutely obliterated KSI, and he could have gotten a TKO, maybe a knockout, one on the scorecards, or at least put on a good enough performance to warrant a trilogy fight. But he didn't do that. He choked. There's literal video proof of Logan saying the only one to blame is me. I did not show up in the way we had planned, and that was facts. But then Shannon Briggs and Jake Paul twisted his mind and made him think that he should have won. It's like the 2 points is so irrelevant. The referee is known for making controversial decisions, but that was his decision, and he made it even so someone could outpoint the other person. And again, Logan could have taken that fight back, yet he didn't because he didn't have the killer instinct. And that's on Logan. That's not on the ref. That's not on KSI being lucky. That's on Logan. That is on Logan Paul. And KSI had every right to trash talk him and make fun of him. Because if you're gonna, and Mike Tyson said a famous quote about like, if you appeal a decision, you don't deserve respect or whatever. So KSI was right in doing that. And then he gave Logan props for the Antonio Brown diss track, and he hasn't really gone after Logan at all recently. He did a little bit when he promoted his album, but like he even said he'd be down to collaborate with Logan. And like I think people just like take this way too seriously as well. But I'm not dumb. I can. Oh, so Realist said, I'm not dumb. I completely respect the fact that KSI is successful and good on him. But when he can get away with doing whatever he wants, he deserves to be called out. It only seems to be a big deal because I'm one of the few people who aren't scared of people not liking me. I don't care. I say my piece and I forget about it. Believe me, I make videos because people ask me to. I do want to make things other than KSI. Well, you've been making videos on KSI for over a year, so whoa, this guy writes paragraphs. Yeah, I CH1MXK. If you hit someone in the ear, that's legal. That's literally what Tyson did to Deontay. So I know I'm kind of going all over the place. Hold on. I'm just reading this comment. Hold on. Oh, 4 people are watching this. Please. Why isn't anyone talking? Nappy, if you're on here, I want to see someone. I want to see you comment. Wow. Okay. So these guys wrote paragraphs. It's obviously it's gonna be KSI. There's no latest training footage of KSI. Hold on. I think that. Hold on, just to go off of what I'm talking about for a minute. It's Perez. I understand why you think Jake's gonna win. He's more active. He's getting knockouts, but I think we got to remember that like Ben Askren, that like Deadly, didn't train as hard as he should have. He could have beaten Jake, but he wasn't at his full potential, and he let Jake abuse him. Gib was terrible, and KSI beat him in spars, so that means they're not at the same level. And Gib and KSI were fighting wild, but like you could see there was a clear difference in their styles, and KSI was better. Nate and Ben have the status of elite fighter, elite athlete, but they fight like YouTubers. So in a sense, Jake's just fighting another 2 YouTubers. And again, it all depends on how Ben boxes. If Ben boxes well, then that's a different story. But I have a feeling that Ben Askren is gonna fight like Enisan Gib, and if that's the case, then why would I be concerned for KSI? I don't like that KSI isn't going into camp immediately. And while he's not motivated to fight Jake because he's like, I can beat all these opponents, Jake is getting better, and when he fights him, he might be, digging himself into a hole because basically, if he just fought him like this year, he would have a better chance. But Vidal said in a recent interview that, he's working with a professional team and they know the fight game and they're going to make sure he's doing everything possible to win. So I'm confident that KSI won't, he'll do everything as much as possible to beat Jake. Logan said because oh my god, this CH1MXK guy. So Logan actually agreed that KSI's knockdown should have been legal, and he says that Logan said that because he didn't want to make the referee look dumb. He even said they was unhappy with the referee. Also, if it was unanimous, one of the announced unanimous. Yeah, I don't want to listen. I'm done with the realist comments, and I'm sorry for wasting your guys' time. But the whole point of this video was that all of these realist fans, and realist in particular, are like, we're the only people that are gonna call out KSI for. So he's still training then? Okay, thanks for the answer. So yeah, he is training. So when when he's training, when the gyms are closed, it's like he's doing runs, he's doing weightlifting, and when gyms are open, he's sparring and he's doing pad work. KSI's trainer actually posted a video of him training in the after the Nate fight, and he said, "Yeah, my arm feels sore from sparring." So he is still keeping up from it. He's not that dumb. KSI and his team is smart. But anyways, I've been rambling for almost 20 minutes, and I haven't gotten to the point. This video's been all over the place. The watch time's gonna be terrible, but that is okay, because the whole point of why I wanted to come on here was this. The Realist and all of his fans say we're the only ones that are calling out KSI. And has KSI done stuff that's wrong? 100%. All YouTubers make mistakes. He's made some dark comments. He does his RAPE face. KSI has not been known, for a huge amount of controversy. But that doesn't mean he's perfect. And yes, a lot of people defend him. But a lot of the times, he's in the right a lot. With the Joe thing, okay, I'll kind of give you that. Yes, he does rub it in his people's faces. But Jake Paul is way worse. And Realist even made a video saying why I defend Jake. And he said it's because, he doesn't care what other people think and yada, yada, yada. And it's like, people who hate KSI and the Realist, people who hate KSI and the Realist, if you're watching, consider this. A lot of the reason why people hate Jake Paul is because he's done genuinely terrible things. And I'm going to list some of them. So in the Shane Dawson documentary, he talked about how he would call the Martinez twins a racially insensitive name. I don't want to say it, but it began with a B and it describes Mexicans, so you can figure that out. Because they would call the Martinez twins would call Jake a cracker. And that has more to do with like the culture that Jake grew up in. But Jake has been known to be racist. He said the N-word in a leaked video when he was rapping. He said to one of his fans who was of like Palestinian descent or something, who was from a foreign country, saying, "You sound like you're just gonna blow up stuff." And then he so he did the Martinez twins thing. He did the said the N-word. He called the said it sounds like you're gonna blow something up. And then what else did he do? What else did he do was racist? I don't think he's done anything recently. But the point that I'm getting at is, I'm kind of going off the cuff, off the whim, off script, is that, like for Logan example, like Logan and Jake have been known for posting racist tweets back in their days, right? But here's the thing. Logan stopped doing that. Jake has shown time and time again that he's not changed. Year after year after year, he gets into controversy, he doesn't learn, and he continues to say racist things. And that's why I'm okay when people are like, we should cancel Jake or whatever. And it's not because we hate his ego or whatever. It's because he hasn't shown that he's changed. It's like with cancel culture, it's all about like let's give people a chance to change. And I'm all for that. Like, if you cancel like Charlie D'Amelio for being rude or whatever, like that's dumb. But let's give her an opportunity to change and not be rude in the future. And with like Logan, he did the whole Japan thing, but like he showed that he changed. And people and I'm like, I forgive you. No one should be hating on you, even though some people do. And with Jake, it's like I'm okay with people canceling you because you have not shown any sense of growth, any sense of responsibility. You've just continued to make mistakes and be a terrible person. So those are some examples of him being racist. He's also used the casting couch. If you don't know what the casting couch is, it's basically an old Hollywood term where he would basically invite models over, saying, "Hey, want to be part of Team 10?" And then he actually wouldn't put them on Team 10. He was just using them to smash, basically, to have physical friction. And then he would not talk to them ever again. So he basically admitted to being racist to the Martinez twins. He admitted to using the casting couch, which is a disgusting force of power, and he was just doing that to have sex with people. And then he also, allegedly, Alyssa Violet said that he did drag her down the stairs, and she showed marks of it. He was more aggressive with her, and he also threw a phone at one point, and was very cruel to Tessa Brooks, and that's why she left. And then this past time, this TikToker has accused Jake of sexual assault, and I believe her, and the reason why is because people were like, "Oh well, Jake wasn't in Calabasas, California when this happened," and he was because he posted a bunch of vlogs around the time, and he was in Calabasas, and it happened on July 20th, the assault, which was before the Challenger Games and before the wedding. So people were like, "Oh, Jake was with Tana," and that's not true. Like that's debunked. And you can look at the dates, look at the footage, look at the proof. He The assault happened on July 20th. The Challenger Games happened right after that, and then he married Tana, and that's when he was out of Calabasas, California. Um, and then Keemstar said something so disgusting when he was like, "I'm not going to cover the story because I don't believe her because if someone's gonna make you put your face into the thing, why wouldn't you just go like this?" And Keemstar, he is disgusting. Like he invalidated this girl's experience. Clearly, he doesn't understand what it's like to be a woman. I don't either, or to be in a sexual assault. It's like when you're in that kind of like position, like you freeze up. You can't like push yourself away. It's like I'm sure you guys know what I'm talking about. But that whole video was absolutely disgusting. But this does make sense for Jake because in her video, the TikTok girl was like, "Oh, he was always kind of shy with me, and he wouldn't text me from across the room, and he was socially awkward." And if you look at the videos of Jake around that time, you can see how awkward he was and how like shy he actually is and was. And um, he's known for using the casting couch and for when he was in a thing with Alyssa Violet, sleeping with other girls. Like this guy is an addict of the physical frictions, and his past behavior of him being shy, of him using the casting couch, smashing other girls, and kind of being a player, all adds up. Like all of his behavior makes sense, and I believe her because of that. She also posted video proof of her being in the house as well, and she's not pressing charges. She really should, and I know a lot of people don't believe her. I believe her though, and I just cited examples like her describing Jake adds up a lot with what I know of him from his videos. And it's like I just feel like people like that hate KSI and people that are the realists that are going against the grain. It's okay to criticize somebody, but you have to understand that who you are. Like I know that realist doesn't like Jake, but he likes him more than KSI. I'm telling you, if you somehow still believe that KSI is worse than Jake, then you are delusional and you need help because this man has sexually assaulted people. He's been racist. He's been physically abusive towards women. He scammed people with the financial freedom movement and with the RNBO thing or whatever. Um, he was illegally in when the George Floyd protests were going on. He was illegally there. His camera crew was making light of it. There's a reason we never saw the video, and the quick audio we got was of them laughing, and then he deleted it. He stole someone's fundraiser. He said the whole thing about COVID, and that was so disgusting about what he said about that, because he's basically saying I don't care about people, and talking all this like nonsense. And I don't want to repeat what he said because I don't want to get banned or whatever. But so that was my dog. So this is the article. It's on the Daily Beast, and he basically talks about his beliefs on COVID and all of this stuff. And read this article, guys. Read this article. You have to read it. I can't repeat what he said because I could get banned, and YouTube might think on good of me. But it like when I read that article, I was disgusted. Absolutely disgusted that he has such a disregard for human life, for people in general. It just shows how selfish, self-centered, and arrogant and egotistical, and just yeah, man. It shows, bro. It's like that article is what really made me hate him, and it got buried because he knocked out Nate. And this sexual assault story is gonna get buried because he's gonna knock out Ben. And it's like white males will get away with anything, is I guess the takeaway here. And he also whatchamacallit, I know this video's been going for like 30 minutes, and none of you are probably watching, but he basically and then he denied that he said this, and then someone sent him audio, and then the reporter that interviewed him gave audio proof, but guess what? That got absolutely pushed down because of the Nate knockout. And then the stories about him being rude to other YouTubers and being arrogant and stuck up. It's like this guy is not a good guy. Like I have legitimately good reasons for not liking him. You don't like KSI because of his quote unquote ego and stuff, and it's okay to call out KSI for his stuff. I could care less about that. But you're creating a false narrative about the man, and you're not understanding that who you quote unquote like more is 10 times worse than KSI. What KSI has done is pre-K compared to what Jake has done. Jake is absolutely disgusting in everything he's done. And I highly suggest you read the Daily Beast article, because I don't know what you guys believe on what if COVID is like legitimate or whatever, but if you don't, then you're like an idiot. But this guy is just disgusting. And I've been rambling, and this whole video's been incohesive, but I guess the main point is Jake is far worse than KSI, and KSI, you can be okay to call him out on whatever you want to call him out for, but the fact that the attitude is that I'm just trying to expose KSI for whatever he's done, without acknowledging that like who you are saying is better, or who you want to beat KSI is a far worse person. And honestly, like when have you ever heard let me ask you this. When have you ever heard another YouTuber talk badly of KSI, or have a bad experience where they were like, oh yeah, he was super rude? Or when has KSI ever scammed his young fans? When has KSI ever been like racist or been rude to his fans? Like there were stories of Jake being rude to his fans. When has KSI ever like denied the pandemic we're in? When has KSI ever sexually like assaulted someone for real, or like been physically abusive towards somebody? And don't say his mom, because he didn't actually slap her. He just like pulled her arm. It wasn't a slap. KSI is a flawed person. He's done bad stuff, and you can call him out on it. But what you do is you over exaggerate it, and you do everything you can to hate on the man and discredit it. And I can't stand for it, because the narrative that you create is false, and you cherry pick facts because you want to continue this narrative. And at the end of the day, if you're a Realist fan, you have to understand that like you might not like Jake, but like the fact that you want to support him, it's like he doesn't deserve to win. He doesn't deserve to get a knockout, and his day is coming. But the tattoo he has of karma on his body, that's gonna come for him one day. Because he does not deserve success. He deserves to get humbled. Everything bad he's done, every controversy, walked away with no consequences. And his brother did though, and that's the difference. So, anyways, guys, I'm rambling at this point. I hope you get the point. I hope you understand what I'm saying. This video's been going for 30 minutes. Like, sub, and comment. I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.